Okay, picture this. You've just moved. New place, right? Clean slate. You're thinking, finally, some peace and quiet. But then, maybe 3 days in, you notice something, a smell. And it's foul. It's just wrong. And it won't go away. You check the trash, the drains, maybe the vents, nothing. But the smell, it just hangs there. It gets heavier. You start sleeping badly. And then maybe you hear it, a little creak, a shift right under you, under the bed. So finally, you can't take it. You grab your phone, flick on the light, pull back the sheet, and, well, what you find just completely destroys that feeling of safety. It's a violation you can't really imagine.
And the really unsettling thing is this isn't, a script from some horror movie. It sounds like it, but it's not. This is a pattern. We've seen documented cases, real life stuff in places like Michigan, Texas, Nevada, Florida too. It happens, which forces you to ask, well, what happens when you're home? The one place you think is totally safe becomes a crime scene. Or worse, a tomb. It's more common than people probably want to believe.
Okay, yeah. Let's get into that. Because our mission here in this deep dive is to really walk you through these grim discoveries. We're going straight to the sources you shared, looking at the details, the specifics of these cases, and we want to pull out the lessons, right? See how just assuming things are normal can lead to these, well, hidden horrors. And the story that really makes this concrete, I think, is Janelle Roberts. 26 years old, Phoenix, Arizona. She found the body under her bed.
Exactly. Janelle's story is sadly quite illustrative. She just moved in after a breakup, looking for that first start, like you said. But yeah, within 3 days, that smell starts. She described it as foul, almost kind of sickly sweet. And she did the logical things, checked the garbage, thought maybe the air conditioning was messed up. She actually called maintenance about the HVAC. They came, found nothing, and suggested it might be the pipes. Which, sounds plausible, but it's a surprisingly common response we see. Almost a brush off.
A brush off. Yeah, so maintenance leaves, finds nothing. What happened then? How did it get worse for her? What pushed her over the edge?
Well, the smell just got stronger, overwhelming. She said it felt like it was literally sitting on her chest. Hard to ignore that. And then the sounds started. That faint creaking noise. Something shifting subtly right beneath her. For 2 more nights, sleep wasn't really happening. Just fragments, weird dreams maybe. Until that 5th night, the feeling was just too strong. She had to look. And that's when she found him. David Silvers. Police identified him as a homeless drifter. The theory is he likely climbed in through a fire escape window before she even moved her stuff in. Died under there from a fentanyl overdose. Maybe hiding, maybe just sheltering. But he never left.
Wow. Wow. And you're saying this kind of thing, finding someone hidden like that, it actually happens more than just this once.
Unfortunately, yes. The sources confirm it's not just some bizarre fluke. It connects to a bigger, darker picture. There are these really striking similarities in other cases. Take Ana Velasquez. She was a student in Miami. This was back in 2019. She complained to her landlord, too, about a terrible smell in her apartment.
And let me guess. They told her it was probably the pipes.
You got it. Exactly the same response. The same sort of dismissal.
That's incredible. Consistency of that.
It is, and it's not just, one lazy landlord. It kind of points to a wider issue, maybe. Think about it. Maintenance people, property managers, they're trained to look for leaky faucets, broken AC units, maybe old trash, mundane stuff. They aren't really equipped, mentally maybe, to even consider the possibility of, finding a body. So the default becomes, oh, it's probably nothing major, or you can probably fix it yourself, or it's the pipes. And in these specific awful cases, that attitude just lets the horror remain hidden.
It's just wild how that same response pops up again and again. So Anna, in Miami, gets the brush off. What happened next with her?
Well, days go by, she's cleaning her room, just happens to nudge the bed a little, and that's when she sees it. Something that just stops her cold. Hair, sticking out from the mattress itself.
Oh no, inside the mattress.
Inside the box spring, yeah. It turned out there was a decomposing body stuffed inside it, later identified as Danielle Moore. She'd been reported missing weeks before.
And Anna had been sleeping on that.
For 11 nights, that's what Anna realized. She'd been sleeping on that bed with the body inside for 11 nights.
11 nights. I can't even process that.
Let that sink in, yeah. And it's not just apartments. Think about motels, hotels. There was a case in Las Vegas. A guy checks into a budget motel. Right away, he notices this disgusting smell. He calls the front desk repeatedly, complains.
And they brushed him off too.
Yep, ignored him. He actually went out and bought air fresheners, tried sleeping with the window open to air the place out. Nothing worked. Finally, after 4 days of this, he decides to lift the mattress to see what's going on under there. And there she was, a woman's body, wedged into the box spring, wrapped in a shower curtain. These are real cases. It's a pattern.
Okay, so we've heard these incredibly disturbing stories. Each one just hammers home how the places we think are safe can hide. Well, the unimaginable. But let's step back from the shock for a second. What are the common threads here? What allows these awful discoveries to stay hidden? Why does this keep happening?
Well, from the perpetrator's perspective, it often seems like a desperate move, a way to buy time. They stash the body somewhere concealed, like under a bed, inside a box spring, maybe a crawl space in a motel room. The plan usually is to come back later, move the body when it's dark or when things have cooled down, but plans fall apart. Maybe they get arrested for something else entirely, maybe they just skip town, or maybe they die themselves. The point is, the victim isn't just forgotten. Their presence becomes this ticking clock for whoever moves in next, or checks into that room next.
Right. The criminal intent makes sense. But what about us, the people living our lives? Does this say something about how we perceive safety? Like, is there some kind of mental block?
Oh, absolutely. Psychologists call it normalcy bias. It's a powerful thing. We just expect our homes, our hotel rooms, to be normal, safe places. It's the default setting. So our brains automatically reach for the common explanations. Weird smell. Oh, it must be old food, bad plumbing, the AC, creaky floorboards, the building settling. We instinctively resist the really extreme, terrifying possibility because it's outside the norm. It's probably a defense mechanism, helps us function day to day. But in these rare, horrific situations, that bias can blind us. It lets the danger fester unnoticed.
That makes a lot of sense. Which leads us to, I think, the most critical point for anyone listening. Really practical, but chilling takeaway from all this. It's about trusting your gut, your instincts. If you move somewhere new, or you're staying in a motel and something just feels off, maybe a smell you can't quite place, or even just a weird feeling like you're being watched when you know you're alone, these cases, these real stories, they really hammer home how important it is to listen to that feeling. Your intuition might be picking up on something subtle that your conscious mind, your normalcy bias, is trying to explain away. So maybe just take a quick look under the bed.
Exactly. Because the most disturbing stories, they aren't always fiction. Sometimes they're just hidden right there, until someone finally dares to look. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other unsettling truths might be lurking just beneath the surface of our everyday life, just waiting?